Hello. Why is my tracker not working? My fire alarm just started going off. Literally, just as I hit go here. What a morning. Hi. Fantasy first, Quatch second. Fantasy already been here an hour. I apologize for the fire alarm. Yep. Enough. I'm gonna take your meds. I'm gonna go check on my kittens because I literally just fed them breakfast and their bowls are like right below the stupid speaker. uh, Tesla doesn't seem to give a shit. He's like, yeah, I'm busy. Alright, well, I have to hold on to River's food for a little while. River has vanished. Hopefully my building isn't actually on fire. Ow. I have seemed to have thrown out my back in the night. Crime fighting in my sleep, guys. Sai's gonna wake up in a mood. Good alarm. Some of your residents have selective hearing loss. Well, you see, the problem is it's so loud it actually causes your ears to hurt. No, 99% of the time it's false alarm, and when you're this high up, they tell you to actually stay in your unit until the building says to evacuate. What I am going to do, though, is go step out on the balcony and make sure my building is not actually on fire. So, I apologize, but I will be coming and going until this is done. Hi, Tesla. Well, he's not going to eat anymore, so I'll put his bowl away and give Ribby his food later. found River. I think he was hiding behind my toilet. Couldn't find him. Yeah. I have no idea where he was hiding. Came out of nowhere. Yeah, fire alarm showed up and then they turned it off and then on again like 3 or 4 times. And of course, like, my back really hurts. So I'm having trouble breathing today. And then I went outside and it's like foggy, but not foggy. It's hazy out. And the air is so thick. Thanks for the hydrate. Conk has also arrived. Cora's arrived. Hi, everybody. River's eating his breakfast behind me. Tesla's watching him. Uncertain as to what to do. Tesla looks scared. He always looks scared, but I can tell he's extra scared today. Because he hates the fire alarm. Hi. This always happens. Usually more so at the beginning of the month than the middle of the month. I wouldn't be surprised if somebody who recently moved in brought their small child and said small child pulled the fire alarm. That happened at my old place. I used to live in a different apartment in the city before we moved to another city so I could go to school. And the kid pulled the fire alarm because he wanted to see the fireman. His parents were in a lot of trouble. Pretty sure they got fined for that. Quite heavily. As you would expect. I'm in so much pain. I don't know what I did to my back in my sleep, but I woke up and it was like, well, can't move, can't breathe. I guess I'll just die now. Anyways, I've been poking at this over the weekend, and I hope to finish this by Wednesday so we can start tracking our daily catch. I more or less finished the bottle, still need to do the cork. Haven't touched the scale or the starfish. Finished lining the seaweed, still need to color it, but of course our old boot is done. Our little crab resident. Hold on, you need to go to Conquest, have fun at the chaos there, yes. I just... it hurts. And, of course, it's causing, like, the world's worst headache right now. I've got the, like, maybe well-met friend part. The rest I don't. Rest I don't got there. Alright, let's shade this log, and then we'll do the limpets or whatever they are. Well, how are you? Okay. Energy, yay! Alright, let's bring this blank to life here. Anby! It's good to see you. Oh, let's see if I can do this. Oh dear. It's gonna be a very slow, gentle stretch today. Hopefully it will help loosen up whatever I did. Why me? You missed the fire alarm this morning, Enby. Everybody else had to suffer through it with me. I've also somehow thrown out my back. So, a little bit more shading in here, even though no one's gonna see it. Ah! Thanks for the hydrate, Cora. We're working on the daily catch, which will be a daily redeem. Enby. You fish up treasures. Just here right now while the adjusters look at my roof to see what can be done. How much my insurance? What happened to your roof? Oh, just that's it. It's just old. They do need to be replaced every once in a while. Alright, Tesla and River want to be lit up. Hold on a second. Off you go, boys. Be free. As old as the house. Yeah, well, those do need to be replaced. That should be good, right? Yeah. Lumpy sea life. So, how was everybody's weekend? I don't think I got to ask that because of the whole fire alarm debacle. Some new dice. That's a classic cool for mere $26. Nice. $48 before you get to know what the plan is. Damn. $8.27. Hey, no problem. No, I don't think you did ask that question. demo for what? Like a game? Bit of music? Depends. Just enough to get people hooked, but not enough to give them the story. The full story, at least. Get them hooked. Light novel, leave off on a cliffhanger. Find a cliffhanger really early. Just enough to get people invested in the characters and the story, but not enough to give them the whole thing. Putting my first book, almost first draft before I just got a hold of it. Still the full story. Yeah. Hey Lisa, how you doing? Hope you had a good weekend. Ooh, too dark. There, plank is complete. Necromancer and Death Sand. Hydrate and a posture check. And a check. Everybody on Shrimp Thing spines will like try to stretch. It hurts. worms. But it does need maybe a little bit of, like, worm eating texture, maybe? Prank's been underwater, not many worms are gonna eat it. Worms don't like the water. I'm fighting against the divine mode. Gummy worm. No, I seem to have pulled my back in the night somehow. And still stretching really hurts. It helps, but it's hard to it's hard to even think because I have to think about breathing because like my whole chest is seized with it, so like all the muscles around my rib cage, so when I breathe it pulls on everything. Yeah, so if I struggle with the talking today, that's about why. So let's finish the cork here. Okay, I think this is the line art. Yep. I mean, if there's more than one volume of the light novel, it might not be too far, but you also don't want to, again, go too far, because then you're giving away too much of the first volume. You know? Too dark. You don't have to end your sample in the at the end of a chapter either. Just wherever a good cliffhanger is. NB, we have the section on the Discord too for the writing. You already know this though. So if you want, you can like workshop your sample from there. And people can give feedback when they have time to read. That's better. Alright, short ending is from my poetry normally 8 lines or so. Yeah. Man, I read so many threadfics on like B-Sky and Twitter. Wrong layer. There's so many good authors out there. I knew I should have separated the cork line art. Yep, some people like short form fiction, some people like long form fiction. It just depends on who you get, you know? I feel like this needs like an actual liner around it. Sorry, I haven't finished the workshop forums. Just put it in the 9 event thing where you have your other thread. The workshops is something else. I just haven't finished yet. Sorry. I was working on it this morning and I got distracted. Don't use that forum yet. Sorry. The library is called the library now. The 9 event is now renamed to the library. The workshops are for, you create a thread for yourself, and, like, if you're a multi-talented crafter where you find you want to keep track of everything you're making in one spot, that's what the workshops are for. So they're like your personal workshop space. And that is the intended use of that. So, like, I do lots of sewing and crafting and like writing and in the future carpentry and stuff, and I don't want to lose all the stuff that I'm working on when they get inevitably buried in larger threads as more people join, hopefully. So that's what it's for. So, like, you can use that thread as your workshop thread. It's just, you know, you want to unless you like, sorry, thinking, brain focus. My ADHD is suffering today. If you wanted to make an intro post at the start of your thread and title it properly as like your workshop stuff. And the library is specifically for like extended writing projects. So you can have like a thread in the library for your poetry or for like a specific book project. The workshops are for people posting lots of stuff. I might still change it yet, where I'll make arting and crafting and everything like their own forums so that you can have your own threads for specific topics too. I think that'd probably be a better option. I don't know, let me know what you guys think. Rather than having all of your workshop stuff in one thread, you can have a thread for each of your specific kinds of work. It's just we don't have a lot of people right now. And like I wanted maybe I'll have like just a general crafting discussion thread instead of the like singular channels for yeah, paper lists are really good. I found paper lists while I was cleaning up the other day of things that I forgot that I was working on. I am struggling today, guys. I'm so sorry. It was not a good night. Okay, the bottle's relatively done. I'm gonna separate the cork line art later. So we got our plank and our bottle with a note. And then we've got our old boot. Maybe we'll work on the seaweed. I don't know how this one's gonna go. We'll find out. We'll just paint and figure it out. Slap down some color in places. I can see where I already need to fix line art. I'll have to put some shine down to make it look soggy. Paper list was really good until I ran out of room on a list. Preparing food was a pain, drained the little energy I had. I haven't even started cooking food. Some meals are reduced to a handful of granola bars. You know, it always like, how did our moms manage, man? You know, the ones who like came home from work every day and then cooked dinner and made sure we had lunches at school. Like, how the fuck? Goddamn superheroes is what they are. I'll start getting a little bit more detailed painting here. We've got some shapes going. Do I know what I'm doing? No. I have no idea. I'm just making it up. Yep, we're working on kelp. This is the daily catch redeem Queen Boo. So there will be a daily redeem and get one of the items randomly. Do they have any meaning? Nope. Look, if it's recognizable as kelp / seaweed as somebody who had no idea what we're doing, then I'd say I'm succeeding at the moment. Because do I have any idea what I'm doing? Absolutely not. Just making shit up as I go. Yeah, you know what? It's a seaweed of some kind. It's a weed. It lives in the sea. It is not anything specific. It's what grows around Nameless's island. Good for sushi. Good enough for sushi. You can make nori out of it. Why are you so tired? Because you did not get enough sleep. That is all I can assume. Or because you're worshipping that stupid orb. The orb betrays thine energies. Or you have run out of a significant amount of energon. And you must find energon cubes. This bit of the line art's really bothering me. Driving me crazy. Let's fix that. That was probably not so pointed either. Thanks for the hydrate, Queen Boo. Yeah, the posture check. Everybody on shrimp and spines. Yeah. Little neck stretch. Maybe work out that little electrical feeling that's surging through my shoulder and neck. Not chugged enough coffee. Oh, there's the stretch from Conch Lobster. Let's show Queen Boo the other things we've been working on. We got the old boot. The little crab that lives in the boot. Beware. Starfish that we've just sort of hashed out. A mermaid scale, still not done. The bottle is mostly done. I think I want to give it a more prominent outline, just so it's more matches the rest of the pieces. And we've got a waterlogged plank. And then we've got a snail in progress. Again, also just sketchily hashed out. World's jankiest coconut. Glass buoy, again, sketched out. A pearl, very simple. Will paint, give it like an iridescent sheen if I can. And messy shark's tooth, again, just sketched out. And of course our list. Things we haven't drawn yet are... We haven't sketched out myself as a mermaid, so we're still working on this one. The treasure chest, shell, sea glass, you can fish up Havarti. Yes, well, it's a valuable pearl. It's perfectly round. A bit of old net. And of course, conch lobster and some crabs. And fossils in a broken bucket. Maybe there will be a bad thing you fish up, and it'll be this. You'll fish up the live version of this. You'll get a debuff. It's horrifying, isn't it? I forget what it's called again. Conk knows. Conk is the one who brought it to us. Dunkleosteus, I think it was. Yeah, I'm pretty sure it was the Dunkleosteus. Denkleosteus, or is it Dunkleosteus? Ah, today's meta. We almost forgot. That's not today's meta, I'm assuming. Or is it? No, it's not. Awesome. Just making sure. Diplocolus salamandroides. Alright, we go, we look, we search. Ooh. Looks like a hammerhead salamander thing. He's cute. Give him a cute out of 10. Tell us about this creature. I love it. I don't know what it is. Specifically, well, I do know what it is because you told us what it is, but, like, it's cute. It's like a hammerhead salamander. He is a little dork. I love him. He's cute. He's probably a big dork, let's be honest. I mean, it looks like it's something that exists now. Maybe. Actually, it doesn't, so that's... What is this, 3D rendition? Yeah, looks like it might be. I like him. I wish they were real. They're kind of cute. How big did these things get? On the meta, 8.5 out of 10. Because he's cute. The name means twofold stem, measure about 3 feet in length. One of the first amphibians. 40 inches long. It's a good size. That would make a fun pet. Still not asleep? Ah, just come and hang out with us. You'll fall asleep eventually. Look, this is today's meta. Diplocalus salamandroides. Diplocalus. Yeah, Diplocalus. He's a silly, funny bean. Well, hammerhead salamander thing. Given their violent tendencies, I don't think they'd be great. I don't know. I think if we did selective breeding with them for becoming pets. I feel like tomorrow we keep these things as pets. Hydrate and stretch from an F. Have returned. Yay! I mean, panic. Thanks for the hydrate. I will stretch very carefully. Yeah, everybody stretch. We're doing today's meta on F. It's Diplocalus salamandroides. There's like a little hammerhead salamander that's not so little. 20 million years before the dinosaurs. Well, I mean, you guys did say it was one of the first amphibians, so... I shall retrieve the magically enhanced frying pan of the long sleeps. Woohoo! Zio! Hi! How was your weekend? We're working on the daily catch today. I got some seaweed going. We did our old boot last weekend, or last week. Starfish, not done. Merscale, not done. Bottle, mostly done. Just gonna give it an outline that's a bit stronger. Get a waterlogged plank. Feel like it still needs a little bit more details. Snail, coconut, glass buoy, pearl, very simple, and shark tooth. We're working on the seaweed right now. Chores and video games? Yeah, I did a lot of stuff actually over the weekend. Still didn't go outside. That's where your old boot went? Yeah. You'll be able to fish up the other one eventually, I'm sure. Yep, we're doing the daily meta. Diplocalus salamandroides. Apparently one of the first amphibians. He's a funny little guy. And by little, we mean big, because they're like 3 feet in length and apparently violent. Outside is for chumps. Yeah. Yeah, the old boot has a crab in it. Yeah, little squadgy crab. There's other things that you'll be able to fish up, like actual treasures. The pearl's gonna be really nice. There's gonna be a treasure chest. And I've decided that there's gonna be a debuff one. You can fish up the live version of this dude. The stuff around the Damora Islands tends to be a little bit prehistoric. So maybe they keep some of these as pets, or like their version of dogs. Well, Damora spend a lot of time on the water. Yep. This thing is silly and I love it. And of course you can fish up Havarti. And Merlis. Oh, something just snapped in my back. Ugh. I pulled my back in my sleep last night. And I have to think about breathing. Hyena preening wings image implanted. Okay. winged hyenas sounds interesting. For some reason, the monkey birds from Darkwater comes to mind. That was an interesting show. Had a lot of potential. Didn't quite meet its potential, but it had a lot of potential. Just everybody's confused about the hyena preening wings. Breathing is hard today. Yeah, over the weekend I established that I do actually get September to move, which is nice. Which also means I get to go to the medieval fair one last time. One of my characters has 3 canine faces. Jackal, a hyena, and a wolf, but he loves taking care of his wing. Ah. Winged hyena would be funny considering how hunched they are already. Yep. Oh my god, see how you know it? Yeah! I love that show. I still, somewhere in my parents' basement, I have one of the old, I think it was Pizza Hut. That's a dinos. That's a dinos. Oh god. One of the old Pizza Hut promotional items from that, where it was the pendant, but it was the top of the drink container. What game was blah? I might ask you to take some stuff back for me then, Sass. Because if you're gonna come down... A Niddler action figure? Wow, I didn't know they made action figures. Like, Pirates of Darkwater, it seemed to appear rather suddenly and then disappear. Maybe I was just too young and, like, I didn't have cable growing up, so... My only interaction with it was, like, got, like, I think it was, like, a rented VHS and, like, the Pizza Hut thing. And just for the people, I will bring up a little promotional poster thing. It was definitely a thing. The character designs were pretty wild. Thanks for the hydrate, Death. No Niddler in the poster. Nope. Wasn't he the monkey bird? He was the monkey bird, wasn't he? Here we go. Yeah, Pirates of Darkwater was kind of wild. Yeah! I love the monkey birds. Yeah, the character designs are pretty interesting. I don't remember exactly what the storyline was like. I know I went back and tried to watch a couple of episodes like years ago, but it's really hard to find them. Back when Turner cartoons were the shiznit. Yeah, I know. This show had a little bit of an influence on me. But yeah, it was definitely a weird show, and I would like to see a modernized version of this. Yay! Oh my god, someone else who knows it, thank god. More people. I have found my humans. It's this and Silverhawks. Like, people just don't know these two shows, but like they like, look, I'm turning 40 on Wednesday, Uthway, it's fine. Silver, yeah! God. There's like Silverhawks, Thundercats, Pirates of Darkwater, Rainbow Bright, all the good things. I liked all of those. And the original Ninja Turtles, and the original Transformers. Like, cartoons were so good back in the 80s. 80s, early 90s, and then they just became shit in the 2000s. But also keep in mind, I grew up without cable, so my range was very limited in what I was exposed to as well in terms of cartoons. So once cable became a thing, yeah, like I didn't get much G.I. Joe. And then of course He-Man and She-Ra, the really big ones, you know. I feel like I know what Centurions is, but I don't have any context. Like, I've heard it. I would love to see Pirates of Darkwater, like, redone. And not, like, in a shitty way. Like, I mean, like, a really good quality series way, with good writing, a proper storyline. Thundercats 2011, that was the... Yeah, like, it was okay. There was that last episode they had. It kind of made me cry. It had feels, man, that one. Half man, half machine, power extreme. So, we went from the first amphibians to Pirates of Darkwater. All because of a hyena bird. But yes, the monkey bird's pretty great. And then of course, Dunkleosteus. And Reginald. Yeah, Thundercats. Thundercats and Silverhawks were definitely like top tier. I have not seen Bakugan Battle Brawlers, unfortunately. Stretching the neck. I really should finish this painting. Finding out that, like, I can upload stuff to Displate and sell Displates really makes me want to make these paintings even higher quality. Back when cartoons gave you the full story before the actual show, yeah. Yeah, makes me want to redo these paintings like really high quality and sell like really big things. Excited fantasy. Did everybody remember to take their meds today? Those of us who take meds? See, this one would qualify for one of the for something I could upload because the image behind it was AI generated. They don't own copyright to it. Nobody owns this image. But if I paint it and make it my own and add Reginald in the background, then I could actually sell prints of this. I think it would make a pretty rad display if I really cleaned it up, made it nice and big. No feet. Yeah, Freakazoid was one of the few things I was able to see because we got some of the Warner Brothers stuff on like CBC and stuff. CTV, I think it was mostly. But like this isn't 100%. It's really not a big file. And you start zooming in and you start losing quality really fast, so I would have to repaint this whole thing. Yeah, it's fine if Necromancer's lurking. He can lurk. Fantasy was trying to summon you, Necromancer, by mentioning feet. A photograph of a painting is copyright to the photographer. Why would a painting of a photo not be copyright? Because this photo isn't real. This is an AI generated image clipped from an AI generated video. These plants don't make any sense. They're not real. Yep. Good lord. Struggling with the controls today. If it was real, then the image would be copyright to the owner, whether they took a photograph of it or not. Like the photograph would be copyright to the photographer. And therefore, you wouldn't be able to make a painting of it and sell it without permission. The AI-generated video falls under the copyright laws in the United States and internationally presently that nobody owns AI-generated images. I agree, the one with Reginald is the better one. I mean, it still needs a lot of work, but if I'm planning to redo this one for like Displayed or something, then I'm probably not going to do any more work on this one. But there will definitely be a Reginald in the Displayed one. Maybe I'll sell one with Reginald and one without, so people can just have the Spooky Forest, and then they can have one with Reginald in it. Yes. Yes, what Zio said. But because the reference I'm using is an AI-generated image, it doesn't fall under copyright. But my painting does fall under copyright because it is mine. And I will be changing the composition anyways, so... It's a weird gray area. Where's Reginald? Perhaps. I won't put him in everything. Like, he's suitable more in, like, dark, spooky places. But, like, if I were to do, like, a... Not British? What? Only 29C fantasy. It was 40 yesterday. It isn't subject to copyright because it's generated by machine rather than person. Machines cannot hold ownership of an image. Yep. Well, since it doesn't have the ability to be copywritten, repainting an image is an infringement upon it, but the artist that repaints it has the rights to the image. But only the repainted image, not the AI image. So somebody else could take this exact same AI picture that I screenshotted from a video that used AI to generate an AI video of a spooky forest, and use that as means to make another painting, and they would own that painting, but not mine. But I wouldn't be able to hold them to anything saying, oh, you can't use this to create the thing. I couldn't get them for copyright infringement as long as it wasn't my painting they copied, but they could take the exact same screenshot and copy that. In the UK, it's Wally, not Waldo. Oh, okay. We were very confused. It's not a rant. I thought you were putting into words what I couldn't. Zeogrim's explanation of what I was trying to say is well, Zeogrim's quote-unquote rant is exactly what I was trying to say in words that made more sense. So slight wrinkle that right now the US only parts that have been modified by human are eligible for copyright. So racing little guy makes that image not copyrighted. I mean, if I put more trees in. And it's significantly modified in the fact that I painted it myself from scratch. So even if you erased Reginald, the image that I painted is still mine. What the modification they mean specifically is that, like, if I took Reginald and put him into the picture above that I used as a reference, that would not be a significant enough modification to allow me to copyright the image. But repainting the whole thing from scratch, even if I left Reginald out, still qualifies as significant modification by a human because the whole thing is made from scratch. Like, you watched me paint it. Oh yeah, that's right. You guys didn't know that you were both Norwegian. Because when Death Sand first appeared, fantasy wasn't in the chat. But yeah, I will probably repaint this and make some modifications to placement of stuff. And of course the types of plants. And maybe I'll put it up as a display. I got the reminder of this meta put together. Remainder. Okay. God, it hurts to breathe. Ah. Good enough. There we go, Reginald. Doctor, it hurts when I do this. Yeah, well, I can't stop doing the breathing. That would not be good. That would be very not good. If I get these things really nice and cleaned up, I might put them together as a daily catch sticker sheet. Because I like making stickers. What is that? That's just something on my monitor. I was like, why isn't that Dottie racing? It's because there's shit on my monitor again. Fun fact, not breathing is bad for your health, yeah. That's why I'm gonna not do that. Oh no, you got resin on your monitor? Ugh. Daily scars? Fun fact, breathing is bad for you. Yeah, especially when you're inhaling mold like me. Thanks for the hydrate fantasy. I was about to say thanks for the hydrate fantasy. What the fuck? My brain is stupid. Oh, daily scares. You want to scare me? I don't like being scared, though. I will consider it. I might put up some, like, scary noise redeems if I ever play Phasmophobia again. That was a lot of fun. The hydrate death. I wish I could make music. Alright, NB. Good luck getting some sleep. Remember, you don't have to put the entirety of the chapter. If there's like a cliffhanger, like a scene cliffhanger in a chapter, that's also a decent place to stop to. If it's just a sample. There's all sorts of options. Patient. Are you sure this is safe? Medic. Oh, quit being such a baby. It's perfectly safe. For me? This to be much brighter here. I'll have to put some nice bright highlights on it and make it look like it's wet. Some nice soggy seaweed. Getting close to Canadian hatching season, be warned all ye who dare enter Canada. Thought our hatching season was in the winter, you know, pucklings and all that. Early fall. Oh, we're still quite a ways from early fall. Fall doesn't start until the end of September. It's still July. Pretty sure pucklings hatch out of the ice, though. So when you start getting the first bits of ice up north on the water in the mornings. It's like germination time. August is next month, but fall isn't until mid-September. Closer to the end of September, actually. 21st of September, I think. And don't remind me that August is almost here. Still have to make paints. I have a feeling that I'm going to need to make some rain gear as well. Something to keep the water off of me. I have an idea, but I'm not sure if it'll work or not. But if it does work, it'll be really neat. I want to take... we have this table cover. It's like a thick kind of plastic, but clear. And I want to make a couple of layers and fuse them together, probably with heat somehow. I don't know if I'm able to do it. But I want to make the plastic a little bit thicker and put some sort of fabric in between that's also synthetic, that's going to melt pretty well, and make like a jellyfish skin waterproof jacket poncho membrane thing to go over top of my my hat, so that if it rains at Conquest, I can just walk around normally, hands-free, without putting on a coat or something. It'll be fairly unique. And magical. It's okay, Fantasy. My brain isn't working most days. Welcome to the club. Okay, but the seaweed's turning out better than I thought it was going to. Just want to say that. Thanks for the hydrate, Death. Got quiet on the sun. I didn't think I'd be spending this much time painting seaweed, but yeah, here we are. Conk has redeemed a posture check and a stretch. So everybody unshrimp thine spines and stretch carefully as to not pull anything further. Stretch. Ah. Stretch ever so carefully. Fantasy has booped my snoot. It is the boop snoot, like the droop snoot. But it is the snoot that gets booped. The boop snoot. We haven't had one of those in a while. Thanks for the hydrate, Neff, and the posture check. I'm actually out of drink. So I will go get another drink. Everybody on shrimp finds spines when I'm going. Decided to make a cup of tea. How you doing, Nuff? Just gotta wait for the kettle to boil. You doing meh? Well, I hope your meh becomes heh later. I hope your day becomes better. Let's go make tea. I return with tea and a hunk of salami. Good morning, Ross. How you doing? How was your weekend? Hope your weekend was good. Why does kids just stand there when building falling down on them in superhero movies? Just weird drama. Exhausting? Well, I hope your day today is less exhausting. God, breathing sucks today. Thanks for the hydrate, Cora. My tea is presently too hot to drink. It will have to wait a few moments. I don't feel like burning my mouth. Also, Sai got McDonald's while I was asleep last night. There's a cheeseburger in the fridge and I'm tempted to eat it. Yeah, people do have a freeze response to danger. That is a valid thing. There's the fight, flight, freeze, and fawn. I'm not sure what I am. Sometimes I'll fight. I don't think I've ever been in a situation where I've had to fawn in order to protect myself. That's a lot of driving. Just this morning? That's a lot of driving. Sorry, I'm eating a chunk of salami. Very tasty salami. Yeah, that's a lot of driving. Some kilometers yesterday. Wow. Yeah, definitely like chill for a bit. Just gonna change out of that song. That song makes me sleepy. I think I'm just gonna find it on my list and take it out. Well, I'm glad you could join us despite how busy you are. As always. Salami, so delicious. There's Cora's hydrate from earlier. I'll bring Reginald back while we're just chilling. I don't think I'm gonna last a very long time today because I'm in so much pain. Although we could theoretically switch to co-working. There's a new background in Spirit City. So, a mountain and the ocean, like a beach umbrella and some palm trees. It's very Demora. And in the night scene, the mountain in the background is a volcano that's got lava on it. It's really neat. Co-work! Necromancer what's co-working? Apparently there's like new hairstyles and stuff. I haven't explored those. You can like change your laptop. I took painkillers already. They didn't do anything. I think I may have taken the wrong ones. The Tylenol arthritis did nothing, so I think I might have to take Advil. I just need to find them. But things have been moving around. Because I've been, I took down all of my artwork yesterday except for the posters above my desk and stuff that's in frames. And, stuff that's, like nailed to the wall. I put away all my portfolio, and I went through all of my markers and stuff to reduce those so I have less to move. I'm just slowly trying to go through everything that I have so that I can move stuff more readily back to my parents' place. And also so that it's organized enough that if I get the land, I can just shove it all in a shipping container and bring it up there. The idea of trying to earn $300,000 is frightening. One of the things I'm trying to do is also part of my plan is to have a portfolio that brings in money monthly. But the stock market has been so insane lately that I'm afraid to invest anything because you never know when it's going to go up or down because of, Chump and his stupid tariff wish-washy taco bullshit. It's difficult to invest right now when you never know what the market's going to do. But I turned off the dividend reinvestment on my my second stock that's a dividend stock, so it brings in money monthly if there's a payout. And it's a good return. It's just there isn't always a payout. And with the way the stock market is right now, it hasn't been paying out. And so what I'm going to do is when payouts start coming in from that one, I've turned off the reinvestment, and I'm going to invest that into something else that's a little bit more stable. And my goal is to get my investments to a point where they reinvest themselves when they pay out. Which is what my current one was doing, but before 2008, that stock was worth a lot of money, and after 2008, it was worth about a quarter of what it was. Fishless. And then 2020 it dropped again, but it's slowly been going back up from there. And it's almost back at a point where it's about even where I invested. And what you want with your investments is for them to be worth more than what you put in. So I would like to find something else that's not as volatile as a dividend. Um, Luckily, I don't have too much in there, but I want something that's going to pay out relatively well. So I'm not going to buy any more of what I have in that, and hopefully it won't crash and burn and die. Because what I have in there is about $2,000. And when it pays out, I get about $20 a month from that. 20 to 25, depending on what his value is. And that's better than nothing. The only time I will buy that one is when it's worth like $2. But right now it's like 6 something. Necromancer Conclobster. Well, I mentioned co-working streams, so I think Necromancer likes the co-working streams because he's also working. Yeah, but Clutch do bonds pay out regularly. I need something that gives me money in return so that I can invest more of it. Which is why I like that dividend stock. It's just I want to get my other stock that I have, the first one that I invested in, to get to a point where it pays out. Yearly is the shortest, yeah. The stock that I have the most in is Vanguard excluding Canada, so its ticker is VXC. And when I bought in, it was like $34, and now it's at like $68. And I would like to get it to a point, like it pays out every 3 months. And I would like to get my value of that portfolio to the point where it will buy itself when it pays out. I think there are some bonds that you can get. Because Sai bought some bonds. Sai finally put together an investment portfolio, which is great because she actually has money to put into an investment portfolio. I really do not. Which is why my money has been so low. If I had 200,000, I would plonk it into VXC and then it would buy itself no problem. It would buy lots of itself, no problem. But yeah, the goal is with my stocks, like my investment strategy, is to buy a stock to the point where it will reinvest itself and buy another part of itself every time it pays out. I don't agree with that. I think investment is something that you do when you have something, when you have anything. I think people should always have an investment. Even if you have virtually nothing, you should have an investment of some kind, even if it's, like $1 or $2 in something. It'll slowly grow over time, over the course of your life, until you have more money to spend on something. But in the meantime, like, that thing is still growing. I started investing in like 2016. And it's very, very, very slowly been growing over time. As long as you get a payment from something every once in a while, it doesn't have to buy itself again. But, you get something out of it every once in a while, then that's a little extra. And that is the money that comes out of my dividend. Specifically my dividend investment, which is DFN ticker. It's volatile, doesn't always pay out, but it has a It has a high enough payout that I get something. I get a fair bit when it does pay out. And that is the only money that I invest now. So I don't take money out of the investment account, and I don't put any in at this point. Whatever's in there gets used to buy more investments. And it's just that little bit that I have that's building up a portfolio that will eventually be able to sustain itself and me indefinitely, hopefully, if, you know, the world doesn't go to complete and utter shit. But never invest anything which you're willing to lose, which is why I don't put anything more into that. I recently did take stuff out, and that was to pay bills and pay for Conquest. But generally, anything that I make goes towards bills at this point, and if I get to a point where I can have extra after bills, then that'll all be going straight into the investment portfolio. Which, when I move back home to my parents' place, whatever I'm making off of this will be going into investments. Which will hopefully get me enough return to be able to buy the land that I want, to do the thing that I want. That's why I'm not buying any more of the DFM, because that's now at a point where I get enough monthly from it when it does pay out that I can put it towards other things. Because savings accounts, they do not pay out enough anymore. They just don't. Oh no, I don't listen to Cheese at all. I don't listen to Cheese on this. Cheese hasn't given me any input. Thanks for the hydrate, Death. Necromancer really wants me to put on Spirit City. I accept the premise that Cheese has. What's Cheese's premise? He keeps buying bad things. I don't trust Cheese's opinion on this. Sorry for all the extra noises. Let me resize my Spirit City window here. Yeah, seagulls are the new sounds. That's my thing you play when you're not rich. Like the I have Spirit-Man. Okay, I don't know how to explain this, but like, hey dwarf, thanks for the stretch too. I'll get to that in a moment. Okay, I'm gonna turn off the music, turn off the ocean waves, because we've got other ocean waves going. This is the new spirit. It's called the Katsudan. We'll turn off the rain and the thunder. Look how pretty that is. I'll turn up the wind a little bit. You turn on a snowstorm. That's kind of weird. I have two types of investment. I have one that's a really long-term, slow-growing investment, which is the kind of investment that you should have. Everybody should have at least one of those. That's a well-balanced investment portfolio. Even if you have one stock in it, you should have something that grows over the course of your life. Okay? That is my firm belief. Even if you have just one, it's still something that later, something that always grows over time and always goes up. Right? That's what, big portfolios are for. And even if it's just one, because later in life, you could theoretically sell that. If you bought one stock at $34, and by the time you sell it, it's worth like $120, well, that $34 became $120, and you probably didn't miss that $34 over the course of your life, but maybe one day you need that $120. Alright? That's how I see that one. The other investment I have is a highly volatile, sort of high-speed investment vehicle that doesn't always pay out and has a chance of losing everything. So I don't have a lot in there, but I had it set to, whenever it paid out, it bought itself back, and then I had a little bit of spare change left over of whatever wasn't spent, because it didn't make enough to buy another piece. So it would range from like $5 to like 5 cents, depending. Rivy, he's trying to open Zaya's door again. Those are my two investments. So the one that's a very slow vehicle of investment, that's very safe, I bought it at $34 and is now worth like $68. It's gone down a little bit recently to like 64 or something, but like its growth is really long term, it's very stable, it's made up of a bunch of companies that, save for total global catastrophe and the death of the human race, it's not going anywhere. Whereas my really high-speed, volatile one, there's a chance it could go tits up and I lose everything that's in it. Was it close to doing that at some point? In 2008? Absolutely. Was I invested in 2008? No. If I see that one skyrocketing the way it did prior to 2008, that's when I'm selling and getting out of it. Because that means that there's something wrong with the economy. That one specifically. It's kind of like a weird marker. At least that's the way I see it. Am I an investment professional? No. Are dartboards with random stocks on it just as accurate as an investment professional? Absolutely. So, you just gotta decide what to do with what you got. It's the same thing as engine building game. Knowing when to switch from engine building to victory gaining is critical. Yeah, well, investing when you don't have enough money is trying to switch to buying victory when you don't have a well-running engine. Like I said, if you just have one stock in something that's going to last for a long time and you know it's safe, there's nothing wrong with that. And that's everybody's decision to do that. That's just my opinion. When I have said this, it is my opinion that everybody should have one. Is everybody able to? No, not necessarily. And like some people on certain like welfares in some states, countries, etc., they aren't allowed to have investments. In Canada, if you get on disability, you're allowed to have something like up to 40k, I think it was. The Mewtwo's told me. Here, let's turn on the music. There's something wrong with it, as it presumes you can do nothing more productive than investing. Look, the rich people stay rich by investing. I'll invest too. I had a little bit that I could invest at the time, and it's not worth it for me to sell it because there's nothing else I can do with it right now, other than pay bills. And that would be a waste to pay bills of something that's bringing in money that I could use to pay bills. That's just the way I see it. If it brings in money, then it's providing something to me. It would be a waste for me to sell what I have invested, having spent so much time having it invested, to sell it and just give it to some company and then not have any of that money, not have that investment. Do I want to produce more? Yes, absolutely. I want to do something productive. But right now, my money is working for me when I can't find work for myself. And that's how I treat investing. It's my money is working for me, as opposed to for someone else. Yeah, but I can learn stuff for free. I'm already learning. Might as well just invest the money that I have. I think we're at a fundamental impasse here. I learn stuff for free. And if I had a job, I would pay my bills and then anything left over goes into my investments. That's just my personal view on what to do with my personal money. If you don't want to do that, then don't do that. It's very simple. Failed at sleeping? I do that all the time in me. Don't feel bad. You didn't fail. The sleep failed. Listen to some seagulls. Apparently there's some new haircuts. Let's look at haircuts. It's poofy. That one's cute. That one's just the opposite of that one. Too short. Yeah. I don't see many of these new hairstyles. Yeah, it said new hairstyles. I only see well, that one's new. That's one of the new ones. Ew. No. That is cute. I used to have a haircut kind of like this. We'll just go back to our usual. But look at those beautiful clouds, the nice sea. Oh, yeah, I don't require money for skill building. And I've already gone through education and I have skills. I just can't find work. That's the only thing. And what I require money for, I require so much money that I might as well take what I have saved up for that thing and invest it and get a return. Because I have to wait. I have to sit on it and wait till I can use that money. So there's your rational argument against it. I have to sit on that money and wait. It might as well be doing something for me in the meantime, because I don't have a job, so I can't get a mortgage or a loan, and I still have my student debt, but the money I have is not enough to pay off that student debt, and if I pay anything into the student debt, the interest will just kick in and start going up. Whereas right now, the government is paying for it because I don't have any income. So the government has paid off most of my student loan already. And in 2 years, I will be able to default on the loan, but the government will have paid it off by then. So here I am. I'm sitting in a position where it's like I have a little bit coming in, but not enough to be able to do anything with it. And my family's helping with my bills, and I dump whatever I can into the bills. Anything that I make presently goes into bills. And those bills are going to drastically reduce in September, when I move home. And so I won't have any of those bills to pay, so that money that I make can now go back into that investment vehicle to save for the future. That's my plan. And if I buy a new stock, I pump it up to the point where it can buy itself, and then I don't touch it. Just leave it alone. And then I diversify from there. That is my personal financial plan for the future and my retirement. I would much prefer to produce things. A hydrate, a posture check, and a stretch from Conch Lobster. So everybody unshrimp plain spines. And I will do a gentle stretch. Thank you, Conch. You guys want to see the volcano at nighttime? There we go. Except it's gonna bother me, and I can see a little bit of the black edge there. There we go. I'm gonna actually finish the campaign writing and then the character sheets. Well, I mean, we can jump into a co-working session if you guys like. I've got some things to write to. Now that we've had a good, intense chat about investments. But as you can see, guys, there are many, many different approaches to investments. And they're all very personal. Investment professionals are about as accurate as fortune telling, or, you know, the monkeys with keyboards, typewriters kind of deal. Hey, if your form of co-working is just like chilling and meditating, by all means do that. If that's what works for you. God, sorry I'm yawning so much. Trying to breathe is hard today. professionals have standards, be polite, be efficient, have a plan to kill everyone you meet. It always has been co-working for me. Yeah, well, I mean, I expect my streams specifically to be co-working, but like, speaking of which, we'll change the stream. What does this have to do with the conversation I had? Nothing. The sense is the quiet part out loud. But like, my focus generally is art, and I like to do art with you guys. I don't want to just like spend 90% of my streams just silent, not saying anything to you guys. Ah, yes, I didn't notice that error. Dyslexia. Quite quiet. KGP. KGP returns. Good to see you are still there. We're doing a co-working stream today. Update the stream information. Just returned from graduation. Nice. Congratulations on your graduation. I wish the best for you in your future. GTFO your country if you can. Are you planning? I'm assuming. Is it post-secondary graduation, or is it like high school graduation, or what? I'm assuming it's post-secondary. Oh, you put your prologue up? Nice. I have a laptop on my spine. I can't move. You have a laptop on your spine? Bachelor's graduation. Nice, thanks. What did you study? You may have told us before what you studied, but... Fantasy sleeping. Why is your laptop on your spine? How are you looking at your screen if it's on your spine? I'm confused. Now, they've added cicadas. Japanese cicadas. These aren't the cicadas that I know. There's cicadas that make this horrible like and I ate them. The summer cicadas seems to be okay. Fantasy, you have no energy because you have not eaten. Linguistics and a bit of aviation English? Linguistics? Yeah, I'm not a big cicada person. I wish they had the crickets separate. Because they have night forest sounds, but there's also like an owl and stuff in it. We have them almost all the time. It's awful. Yes, the weed whacker cicada. Circular sauce, okay? Yeah, Andrianos. I hate that thing. Never trying to sleep. It's just like, me. I'm like, fuck off. Because when it gets really hot during the day, that's when I sleep. I'm gonna give us some distant thunders and a little flashes of lightning. But not me rain yet. Man, but what a place to live, though. That would be so neat. The Damora Islands would be a cool place to live. Other than the fact that I am terrified of the ocean and it's a super caldera. It occasionally blows its top. It just goes like full Yellowstone. Yay, Fantasy's finally eating. I don't know what you did either, but it must have been egregious. Oh, shall we look at the new spirit? It's called a Katsudon. I think there's a spicy version. This is probably the chicken version. And maybe this one's beef or vegetable. I think it's probably more beef. And then we just got like Great Tabby Cat. Of course, the like Founders special thing, the Galaxy version, and this one's the Sakura version. So yeah, maybe beef ramen's good for now. I don't know. I like the original one. It's cute too. The spicy one's fun as well. Very spice noodle. Make the most mistakes. I seem to hunger, then you should eat. Pet the kitty, the whole thing. Oh man. Going back to Conquest. It's gonna be cheese noodles. Oh. Queso special. So good. Put us back to the original one. Although the orange one's cute too. We'll go with the orange one for a little while. No. Turn down the ocean sound just a smidge. These sliders are... There's not a lot of finesse. Why do you have your laptop on your spine? And how are you seeing your screen? Oh, you're on your phone. Right. I saw that. I just saw that. Well, you should move the laptop from your spine. Naff! Need to stretch. And a hydrate. Is it because it's warm? Mathis. Mathis has appeared. The laptop is cold? Is it made out of metal? I actually made like this big post of blue sky after watching this. I think I posted it to the news section of the video in China, where there were like 78 degrees Celsius, like in the cars. And like people's flip-flops are melting to the roads because it's so goddamn hot. And I made a big post to Blue Sky about you know, technology we can use to help mitigate the problem. And one of the things I'm working on right now is the sort of world meta for the LARP town that I want to build. Oh yes, this is all normal. It's normal when you start a heat pumping. So, one of the pieces of technology that I found really interesting a few years ago was the SkyCool panels and the, what was it? A radiative cooling technology, where you're basically just throwing heat off the planet into space using the infrared window in our atmosphere. Yeah, I think we should be building a lot of those. Yes, Nighthawk and Light is doing a series on radiative cooling, especially the radiative cooling paint that he's working on. Yeah. Yeah. And so like I'm looking at like what I want to do with the LARP town stuff, and primarily it's a homestead / campground, but we also want to have like a theming and story and have an actual LARP that takes place there eventually. And I'm like, well, there's a lot of medieval fantasy LARPs, and there's a lot of sci-fi and post-apocalyptic, so why not sort of go in the direction of more of a magic fantasy based solar punk kind of LARP. Why do LARPs have to always be about fighting? Why can't they be about something nice? You know, I don't know what they're planning for Brandywine Festival, but like there's a couple of LARPs that are just like chill. They're usually Hobbit LARPs, but Brandywine Festival is basically a Lord of the Rings sanctioned Hobbit LARP. But there's also, like, Shiretown Shindig, where it's just, like, food and festivities and just, you know, having fun. Solar Punk is very much, like, utopian ideals. But what we want to do with the homestead is a lot of, like, permaculture-oriented stuff. You know, solar panels and whatnot. You know, off-grid, but we still have grid connection where we want to set up, theoretically, if we can get the land. We don't do buffer. We do real LARP weapons. Yeah, one of the problems with Brandywine is it's in the United States, which I will never set foot in again, and it's also during the like Canadian Thanksgiving week, which is like, you know, Canadian Thanksgiving, but also around my dad's birthday. So it's like I am extra busy that time, and I will never be able to go to it. 100% the problem with it being in America or the Canadian Thanksgiving. Thanksgiving week is good, it means you're off work. Yeah, well, like, for me, again, Dad's birthday is usually around that time. So, also busy. Yeah, in America. But, like, you don't necessarily have to have a LARP that has a big war theme going on. Some people just want to chill. No, I honestly think the world's getting a little bit war exhausted right now. But, yeah, I'm still working on, like, the story stuff for the LARP. And how I design buildings for the town will very much be dependent on what we choose for the story. With my funny words stuff? Yeah. Yeah, I just haven't exactly had any time for it. I have had zero time. I'm either streaming or packing or sewing. So I just haven't had time. Or sleeping. It's one of those things. Well, I'll get back to you on that one. Anyway, so those are the plans currently. I'm thinking of going in a direction of sort of like a solar punk, but more of a mystical, magical lilt to it. So like we'll have the solar punk technology, you know, solar panels and maybe some radiative cooling systems, but you can just like wave those away as like, oh yeah, that's magical stuff, to make the environment better or more hospitable, whatever we choose to do. Cool Spine is very good. The heat sink on your central nervous system. Anyway, so those are the plans so far. I haven't heard back from the municipality on my economic plan proposal. I don't know whether I should phone them, whether they even received my email. It's been a little over a week, so maybe I should call them and be like, hey, did you get my email? Like, this is an actual serious proposal. I know it came from a Gmail address, but that's all I got. So, we'll see what happens. The team is slowly growing. And I'm working out logistics and legal stuff as well. So I've been doing so much research on stuff that's way out of my depth. You should have a UW alumni one at the least. If I do, I was never told. Honestly, I don't think the domain of someone's email address should matter anymore. I know some old people are still like, oh, that's unprofessional. Oh. I still remember my password, so maybe I can check it out. Fiesta! Nope. He escaped. Certainly can and should matter. I don't think it should matter. I mean, yeah, if it was a Hotmail address, I'd just be like, but Gmail is used by a lot of professionals nowadays. Oh, Tesla has left my room. I was about to get up and grab him for cat time. Just checking my battery power on my camera. Do not do fourth dimensional salmon. That's a concerning amount of salmon. Or do not the fourth dimensional salmon. What's the differentiation between free, non-ADLID email, paid account, and institution account? Yeah. I mean, it's not like I sent them, you know, a one-line email. I sent them, like, a whole proposal and asked, you know, reasonable questions. You know. I was very professional. I did outline my concerns with the pushiness of the real estate agent. He's being very pushy about, oh, you should come and meet me. We need to meet. Is their phone number I can reach you at? And I'm like, I do not do business over the phone. Yeah, that is true. I mean, I could just use the one for my web host too. I do have websites, just haven't done anything with them yet. Alright, shall I toss you guys into a co-working session? And I will probably stand up and stretch for a few minutes because my sciatic nerve is kind of hurting. I feel stabbing. Work emails get bounced out Outlook every once in a while. It's one of the reasons I'm trying to switch us to a bigger name host. I don't even know what you do for work anymore. I don't think I've known for years now. Co-work! Okay. See you guys in 15 minutes. Oh wait, I can sit. Whoa! Oh. Still only a maximum of 4. I don't know why this is... Never mind. I'm already a maximum number of times when I do this. They changed this a little bit since the last time, so... Alright. Off we go. guys are chaos. I love it. Just threats happening. I was able to put on the dishwasher and make my bed and set out all my laundry for folding. Put my laptop back in its bag. Thanks for the hydrate, Cora. KGB, do you want the scene changed? You can pick activity. So you'd first pick a location and then you'd pick an activity. Keep in mind, not all the activities are the same in each area. Conk has actual rain. You can change time of day too. I got a lot done in that 15 minutes. My co-working is very active today. KGB. If we don't choose something, I'm just gonna choose something. Creation Bar.
Creation Bar is visiting the island.
How you doing? How'd you find us? We're doing co-working stream today. We were doing art earlier. Tell us of your journey to get here. KGB has redeemed a scene change, so we're just waiting on his response. But thank you for the follow. I stream every day at 9 a.m. Eastern Time, 5 days a week, Monday through Friday. We mostly do art. Wednesday is birthday. Tesla? Nugget? I'd have a cat named Tesla. The silence. KGB! Alright, let's choose an activity for KGB then. It blocks the volcano, say it. We want some afternoon light. Maybe we'll turn off the rain. Who needs a fireplace going when you live in the tropics? Sorry, chat bro. You have 40 seconds to tell us what you want. KGB! You gotta tell me what you... That's 3 scene changes. Yes, tell me, what activity do you want? We have all of this space for activities. Let's maybe go over here. How about that? Was that good for you? You can sit and do some work. It's a fancy restaurant yesterday. 30 with 42. They came back. Oh, they had outdoor fireplace going. They're crazy. They're making it worse. Yay, world building. Alright. We're gonna jump into another session. Now hopefully Creation Bard will say something. I'd like to know how people found us. I'd like to hear about the Jonies. Is there we're winning? Okay, now I'm trying to get some characters to do like small talk and make sure it makes sense. Fair enough. That's how I get my info dumping in, is through small talk and like hints and stuff. It's more interesting that way. Alright, off we go. Oh, shit. Sorry. Making a lot of noise. I meant to turn it off. I thought I clicked it. I apologize. I'm just packing things. Hello. Hopefully you can't hear an echo because I have my speaker on now. These two shitty brushes are going to be used. There's 3 shitty brushes. 4 shitty brushes. Thank you, thank you. 5 shitty brushes. Trying to go through my paintbrushes. Put away the good ones. Get rid of the bad ones. What scene do you want next, KGB? Because you still have a couple more scene changes. Gotta glue that one back together. GB. Save your points, man. What if I come up with some really good redeems? My really big paintbrushes can't go in my Pringles container. A Pringles container that is a brush container. Paintbrushes was completely put away. What do you want? Do you just want me to pick something? Alright, let's go bake some shit. Now for me to use some super glue while I'm sitting here chatting with you guys. Always a safe idea. One of my brushes is falling apart. This brush for ages. There, that should do it. These brushes back in this jar. Now you give fantasy. I think you got enough. Maybe. Hey, if I come up with a really good redeem at some point. Alright. These shitty brushes are going to be the ones that are used for making the molds of the tea pets, which I've also got to do this week. Goodness. Could follow Evan and make 100k microtransaction redeem? Yeah, you could. Do you get anything from it? No, you don't. A cat doing something behind me that I shouldn't be doing. Get down from there. Stupid cat. Ooh, my battery's dying on the phone. It was getting too hot to wear my headphones, so I had to turn on my speaker. Relevy. Come here, baby. Cat time. Sea stars to brownie points. There he is. There he meow. I've gotten rid of all of the jars that I want to get rid of, and now I don't know what to do because I've got these extra jars that are empty. But they don't have lids either, because they were like cheap flip-top jars. So I took the flip-tops off because the metal they were made out of was breaking. But the jars themselves are really nice, big, wide-mouth square jars. Really? I'm literally just holding on to him. Give his belly a kiss. Is it too hot for huggies? Is that it? I gotta get my hugs out of the way because you're moving away in September and I'm gonna have nothing. Swear to God, cat, if you break my mage hat, I'll skin you alive. Alright, continue.
Enjoy your nap in the shade, KGB. I'm a bit dumb, Conk. I'm sorry. I just assumed they them for you. But yeah, Necromancer, you're gonna have to stop that one joke. Conk is asked. Please stop. Well, I'm probably going to end stream very shortly because we're at 4 hours and my battery on the iPhone is dying. So, yeah, I'm going to have to end soon. I also want to design a wreath, put one together, and see if I can sell that on Etsy. Just to get rid of stuff. So, I'll be making lots of noise and away from the computer and digging around in a giant bin of fake flowers. Dusty fake flowers. Velcro's clawing at my closet door. Vel, would you stop? Alright, well, I hope you're not, like, mad at NecromancerCon. As long as he stops, it should be fine, right? If they, them is fine with you, I'll make sure to stick with that. Velcro, there's nothing in the closet. There's definitely no space for you. Alright, who we're gonna raid today? Blah, 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 blah. Alright, there's no Evan. Is Zio on? Zio's not on either. Okay, well, it's Xehanort or Mokomade for you guys. What do you guys want? Xehanort or Mokomade? We haven't done Mokomade in a while, actually. So everybody go say hi to Mokomade, and we're off sailing to other waters. If there are any conflicts, please speak to me, let me know, or just politely ask one another to stop the thing. We're all friends here. And with Velcro clawing his way through my closet door, I will see you next time. Bye-bye!